The spring semester is finally complete, so I have time to do a summer writing challenge. Feel free to join me and share your progress if you do this challenge as well. This challenge is designed to be a well-rounded approach to writing improvement, like a mini boot camp. It is similar to other challenges, like the writing version of 75 Hard, NaNoWriMo, and Nova November. I designed my version for flexibility. There are plenty of areas for anyone participating to adapt the challenge to their preferences and lifestyle. The summer writing challenge is meant to be a fun way to improve your writing craft. Before I start this video, I'd like to inform you all I've set up a Patreon. Currently, it is free, so I recommend becoming a member now. I set up a Patreon because I want to connect with my growing audience. The Patreon is an easy place to access the downloadable content listed here, access links to resources for this challenge, stay up to date on my page, and be the first to know about new and upcoming content across platforms. I will continue to link resources I find helpful so I could share the knowledge with you all. I want to build an engaging community of writers. Whether you're just getting started, you've already published, or you're anywhere in between, consider becoming a member now. The link is in the description. Let's get into the details of the challenge. The writing goal. My goal is to write for at least 1 hour a day, every day. I may sometimes post updates on my word count. I write in a physical notebook frequently. I don't want to count every individual word there, so that's why my goal is time-based instead of word count-based. I'm aiming for a word count of 1,000 to 2,000 words per day, but I won't always be able to track the specific word count. If you're joining this challenge with me, I suggest aiming for 1 hour of writing per day or 1,000 to 2,000 words written per day. That's the minimum, so feel free to write beyond that goal. Writing daily has many benefits. Forming a daily writing habit is key to improving my craft and actually getting my work finished. Writing daily and honing my craft requires great discipline and dedication. It also requires patience. Writing a novel takes a long time, a lot of hard work, and immense patience. One of my biggest writing weaknesses is that I'm not patient enough. I love writing, but I also love reading my writing. That sounds a little egotistical, and I don't care. I write things I love to read. If I don't even like my own writing, why should anyone else like reading it? I think readers can feel when a writer loves their work. My brain sometimes works so fast I can't write fast enough to get everything out, and I lose thoughts because I can't catch them all. I get frustrated that I can't write as fast as my brain works. The only way to become more patient is to continue practicing patience. Consistency is another important part of writing, and a daily writing habit builds consistency. I think it's great to have my mind immersed in my story. I don't want to lose sight of what's happening in my ideas. That can happen if I'm not consistent. Personally, most of my abandoned writing projects are from leaving the project for too long and losing sight of the story. It's not from a lack of interest or enjoyment. Usually life gets so busy I have to take a break from the project. Then, when I come back to it, I realize I've forgotten a lot. That's not good. I've been able to immerse myself in a project again. It requires more work than to stay consistent and always know what's going on. A daily writing habit allows for flow as well, which is great for any writer. Nothing feels better than entering a flow state while writing. I love it. Now that I've discussed some of the benefits of a daily writing habit and my reasons for doing this challenge, I'd like to clarify something about the writing aspect of this challenge. The writing is not exclusively writing the main work in progress. It includes the main work in progress, but that's not the only thing I'm writing. Expand your horizons a bit beyond the work in progress. Outlining and brainstorming count as well. It's writing. If I spend an hour writing in my notebook about my story, I don't see why that shouldn't count just because it isn't the main novel. I'll be using writing exercises as well. I'll get into more detail about that later. The writing exercises mainly involve writing short stories, essays, and poems. Subscribe and follow my Patreon so you can stay up to date on these writing challenges. I'll post them all summer, and I encourage anyone interested to engage in the exercises. You don't need to share what you wrote if you don't want to. The purpose is to improve your writing craft and have fun. The reading goal. This challenge includes a reading goal as well. Reading is important for writers. Setting specific goals to learn how to read as a writer is also beneficial. Reading as a writer isn't casual, leisurely reading. It is purposeful and focused with clear goals and expectations. It is a good habit for writers to frequently read. Read a wide variety of works, not just across genres. Diversity in works aren't only about the race or nationality of the author. Read across periods of time, nations, religions, ages, and more. Read genre, literary, novels, short stories, poems, flash fiction, essays, graphic novels, and anything else you can get a hold of. Read works from authors you love. Read works from authors you hate. Read works from authors you've never heard of. Read works you're unsure of. Read works you instantly love. Read the genres you always pass by. Read articles and essays on subjects you know nothing about. Annotate what you read and take notes. I recommend having a reading notebook. This allows you to annotate and write freely without fear of tarnishing a book. Ask questions. Read the same work multiple times. Focus on something specific you aim for. It could be imagery, energy, tension, symbolism, themes, structure, stylistic choices, or anything else. Research the author and context of the work. Dive so deep even your English teacher would tell you to relax a little. This will enhance your understanding of writing as a craft. Here's the reading part of this challenge. Read one essay or article every day. Read one poem every day. Read one short story every day. Optional is leisurely reading and studying writing craft. I will try to do that every day, but it is not required. I prefer using physical books whenever possible. I like the screen break it provides. Plus, I enjoy physically flipping through and holding books. I use a few resources for my summer reading goal. For essays, I have the 50 Essays Portable Anthology by Samuel Cohen. The 7th edition is quite expensive. The reason I own it is because I was required to use it for a college English class. However, I also found the 4th edition at a used bookstore for about $6. If you search on Amazon or sites like Thrift Books, you'll find secondhand versions of these portable anthologies for an average of $5 to $10. Personally, I think it's totally worth owning a copy. There are other essay anthologies, but I've only used 50 essays by Samuel Cohen, so that's the only one I could personally recommend. In the edition I own, the essays begin with a bit of context about the author, a section titled As You Read, and it ends with a section titled For Discussion and Writing. As You Read suggests the reader look for specific aspects of the essay to answer a question. For Discussion and Writing is a list of suggested questions to answer. It's thorough for anyone interested in reading closely. From the 50 Essays Portable Anthology, here are some essays I personally recommend. I liked My Life as a Girl by Stephanie Burt, On Dumpster Diving by Lars Einer, Just Walk On By, Black Men in Public Spaces by Brent Staples, Wrongful Birth by Jen Gann, and Notes of a Native Son by James Baldwin. For poetry, I use a few resources. I own a few poetry collections. The collection with the most variety is the Norton Anthology of Poetry. I own the shorter 5th edition, but don't let that title fool you because it has over 1,300 pages. This anthology includes a collection of English poetry and some information about the craft of poetry. These poems span centuries. Many of the editions of the Norton anthologies can be purchased secondhand online for pretty cheap. Also, you may find physical copies or ebooks of poetry collections at your local library. Ask the librarian or search for it on their website if they have a catalog search function. I use a few resources for accessing short stories. I own a physical copy of a varied short story collection. It's called The Art of the Short Story. Part 1 is the introduction, Part 2 is short stories, Part 3 is on writing, and Part 4 is the glossary. Every story is paired with a brief author biography and a short piece called The Author's Perspective. The authors of this anthology have the goals of presenting a diverse collection of stories, including important context to help readers understand the story so they can connect with it, and providing an interesting and clear collection. They researched heavily and stated they worked hard to connect readers to every story and writer. Of course, other short story collections and anthologies exist physically and digitally. You'll likely find one at your local library. Many are available for free digitally or for a cheap secondhand purchase online. Briefly, I'm just going to go over my personal social media goal. I'll be posting on TikTok and YouTube Shorts 6 days a week. This gives me one off day per week. Typically, these posts relate to writing prompts, poetry prompts, writing questions, and writing exercises. I want to make it a goal to post at least one YouTube video every week as well. I plan to post at least one long-form video per week on YouTube, so stay tuned for fresh content. The exercise goal. Related to the 75 Hard Challenge, I have an exercise goal. I already exercise daily, so this shouldn't be much of a challenge. I'm adding it to stay on track and for any of you who are following along with this challenge. I must get outside and walk every day. Customize the walking goal to your preferences. I recommend getting outside as early as possible. It's beneficial for your circadian rhythm, which is related to your sleep and hormones. I enjoy taking at least one walk outside every day without distractions to clear my head and focus. It can boost creativity too. Without distractions, the mind can generate many ideas and think things through. Also, I will do yoga every day. Stretching is very beneficial, but remember not to stretch cold muscles. Do a warm up first. I find it easier to focus after I'm all stretched out. Plus, even just a few minutes relaxed stretching can clear my mind and help me generate ideas. Personally, I also do strength training and martial arts training multiple days a week, typically 4 to 5 days a week. The last part of this challenge is language learning. I've never seen a writing challenge incorporate foreign language learning, but I think it fits nicely here. Studying a foreign language can expand your vocabulary, writing skills, knowledge, and understanding of language. It's a nice exercise for your brain. I'll try to study a foreign language 5 days a week. That allows for 2 days off. The studying can be in a myriad of forms: vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, workbooks, watching videos, listening to music and analyzing the lyrics, practicing listening and speaking skills, reading articles or stories, and writing. Make sure you're actively engaged, even if you're watching a video. Practice your listening skills or put on captions if you need extra help. Pay attention to pronunciation, slang, grammar, vocabulary, and language use. I recommend the Easy Language channels because they offer videos in many languages, with captions in the language and English. Currently, I'm studying Latin, French, and Spanish. In the past, I've also studied some Russian and German. I'm considering studying those languages again, but I don't want to overwhelm myself with too much foreign language study when writing a book is my main goal. I find Latin particularly useful for studying Romance languages and getting a better understanding of English. Even if English is your first language like me, studying Latin can be beneficial. What languages do you all study and know? I'd like to see in the comments. And recommend any resources you use so we can all learn together. The writing exercises calendar. I have created a list of writing exercises. You may choose to do all of these exercises, some of these exercises, or none of these exercises. It is not required for the challenge. The writing exercises are fun writing activities meant to supplement your learning journey. I will post these exercises on YouTube, TikTok, and Patreon. Stay tuned to access these writing exercises. Feel free to follow along with me. I'll try to post these exercises every day on my TikTok and Shorts. These writing exercises are meant to be quick exercises in writing. The result at the end of the day doesn't need to be final draft quality. What matters is actually getting the writing done. These exercises shouldn't take longer than an hour max complete because they're just exercises. Comment a heart emoji below if you made it to the end of the video. Will you do the summer writing challenge with me? What motivates you to write this summer? What projects are you working on? Have a wonderful rest of your day.